age 10 to 14, 15 to 19, who still fall pregnant.
At the age of 10, falling pregnant. I have a very tense question for you guys. And I need your honest opinion on this question I have for you guys. What's the solution? How can we decrease?
Y.A.D Totiro.
As you guys can see by the title, we got SABC News in the building. New Year's babies. 12-year-old girl gives birth in Eastern Cape. Man, it's crazy. Let's tap in though.
Now, the Eastern Cape Health Department has expressed shock and concern after a 12-year-old girl gave birth at a health facility in Komani at the Chris Hani District Municipality. Now, the young girl's baby is among the 44 born yesterday in hospitals across the province. Let's speak now to the Eastern Cape Department of Health's head of a department, Dr. Rolene Wagner, who joins us live now. Good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. Your heart must have sank when you were told that there's a 12-year-old girl who's given birth.
Yes.
My heart didn't just sink. It left my body.
Thank you. Good evening to you and the listeners, and compliments of the season. Yeah, it was a shock to us. It is a disturbing trend that we have young girls aged 10 to 14, 15 to 19 who still fall pregnant.
At the age of 10, falling pregnant. What? What?
Despite our efforts.
And what are you finding as the department is behind this? What is it something that we are not seeing, or what exactly is going on?
Well, I think maybe what we should do is just start with what our roles and responsibilities are as the Department of Health. And so our role is to identify if there is, in terms of the Child Protection Act, it's to identify if we have any suspected cases of abuse, and teenage pregnancy is such a case that we would be required to report on.
Bro, you guys can see under here, right? They're saying teenage pregnancy crisis, bro. This case, a 12-year-old falling pregnant, 10-year-old, it's not teenage pregnancy.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
It is
Get your
not
goddamn ugly ass.
That's something else. Teenage pregnancy is a crisis on its own. 10 years, 12 years, they're now getting pregnant. What?
It's also our role to provide care and to report it to the designated official, whether it's the police services as well as the Department of Social Development. And they would then take
Yo, though it happens that, you know, as a young kid, you can fall pregnant, especially that age, 10 to 12, due to certain situations. For example, grape. You know what I'm saying? Through grape, that's a painful experience. It might happen. But bro, if you're moving slick and you're doing it behind your parents' back, and that young,
take it further. Also, in a case where we believe that there's been some form of abuse towards the child, we complete a form, but we also document evidence that can be utilized if we then proceed to the criminal charges. So in the case of the 12-year-old, I could perhaps use that to illustrate what our role is. The doctor who first saw the child, in line with his responsibilities contained in the Act, he did report it to the police, and a case was in fact opened by the doctor at hospital. The police, the young man, it's a 17-year-old who is also underage.
17 years old with a 12-year-old? What? Yeah, for sure, he's underage, but damn, bro. At 17, you finding 12-year-old girls attractive? Bro, I'm out of words, bro.
And he has already appeared in court. And so police services will be managing that, and it will go through the required processes. But as a health department, we also work with other government departments, as well as working with our NGOs and with our local community leaders in trying to prevent teenage pregnancies, empower young girls so that they're able to exercise their rights, empower them to make decisions about their sexual and reproductive health, and then give them access to family planning to prevent teenage pregnancies.
And, be that as it may, one would then ask the question, I've got two follow-ups, and I'll start with the
I wouldn't even lie, bro. For me, these kind of situations, I wouldn't even categorize it under teenage pregnancy, because it's not. You get what I'm saying? It's not. This is kid pregnancy. Hold on. What's the group below teenage pregnancy called? What's the group below teenage called? Right? What's the group below teenager? I don't know how to put it, but yeah, as long as it makes sense. As long as it makes sense, bro. Oh no. The group below teenager is commonly referred to as teenagers. From 13 to 19. That's 12 years. You below teenager, bro. I just want a group below. I don't know what it's called. Yeah. Whatever group this is, bro, it falls under that. Tween. Right? Not a teenager. Yes. But that group is below teenager, bro. It's below that.
first one. Have they reported any other cases? And I'm talking about healthcare workers here, because when we think about the fact that we knew of this young girl because of New Year's Day, authorities are there, the MEC would be there, and of
Okay, reason why my point is important, why I did this research, just so it doesn't seem unnecessary, it's because when you're talking to a teenager and someone below a teenager, which is a tween, that's what Google said, the approach is going to be totally different. You get what I'm saying? When you're teaching about like awareness, you get what I'm saying? Pregnancy awareness, HIV awareness, whatever the case is, bro, the approach will not be the same. 10, 12, below 13, bro. That's young. That's a very small child. So the awareness is not going to be the same. How you spread it, you know, a 12-year-old can't be in the same group as a 16-year-old. You get what I'm saying? The approach should be a whole lot of different. That's what I'm saying, you know.
Of course, this information will come to light. But one thinks about other days when the cameras aren't there and they're not rolling. Have the health officials been reporting these matters, and what has been done?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. So the health officials...
Because, hey, man, low-key, bro, the teenage pregnancy thing, it has been going on for so long. Yo, real quick before I continue with the video, as you guys can see, my tripod was broken. I didn't know what to do. But fast forward, thanks to Amazon. Amazon really hooked me up. A lot of people have been asking me about the stuff I use for my content. But now I decided to finally put everything together for you guys. From the tripod I use to record, headsets, mic setup, smartwatch, and the other creator gadget that help me make content consistently. I linked everything down below through my Amazon storefront. And the reason I'm sharing this is because I know a lot of people watching, they might be trying to start contents or just buy nice stuff for themselves. So if you're trying to improve your setup, get good equipment, budgets and all that, click the link in the description. So cheap, affordable, delivery at your doorstep. By clicking the link, you're supporting me. Let's get back to the video. It has been going on for so long. Let's have a certain strategy we can come up with to make things better, bro. I'm just saying. Because it's been happening. It's been happening.
Do report the cases. I think what happens on our side as administrators is we are tracking all teenage pregnancies that are delivered at our facilities, age 10 to 14 and 15 to 19. But as our Honorable MEC observed,
oh my God, bro. When I hear the age of 10 with pregnancy involved, what?
it's as much as we are reporting that statistics and then following it up, at the moment that a young woman is pregnant, is identified and gets brought to us during the antenatal care program, that is the point at which we should be regularly collecting statistics, working with the Department of Social Development and the police services to make sure that we reach out to the victim, because she is a victim in this case, and that it gets investigated appropriately and that the correct procedures then follow on from that. It is a coordinated approach. As much as we raise, we have an obligation to report on it, provide care and provide the medico-legal evidence. We do work with social development to provide social support to the victim and the family, as well as with SAPS, who then proceeds with any criminal associated proceedings. I agree with you, as our MEC has said, that perhaps we should be more overzealous in monitoring it up front, not just only at the point where the young child is now delivering. We should be monitoring the statistics a little bit earlier so that we can intervene earlier and make sure that everyone is brought to book.
And you know what's sad about this, bro? There are many cases out there where these kind of situations keep happening. But this one, it just managed to make it on the news. It just managed to make it on the news.
And I suppose maybe it also speaks to what you've, spoken about earlier on as well, around the campaigns that you, as a department and various other departments are working with. Maybe intensify that and see if families come on board, because certainly things are desperate now. If the latest stats, for example, are saying 1 in 4 girls under the age of 20 is pregnant, this is a crisis. Honestly, it seriously is.
For sure.
Yeah, in our province, because our previous MEC Meth was quite passionate about this as well. And so in the last 3 years, we have been working together with the Department of Education, as well as the Department of Social Development and the NGOs who operate in our province. We've identified which districts it is a particular problem in, and we've gone down to community level to work with communities on that. I would agree with you that we can intensify the community-based level at which we engage. It is an entire society approach, and we all need to take responsibility for it down at that level. The good news is that we've started seeing a downward trend because we've increased the campaigns. We've increased the number of youth zones so that young people can exercise their right to prevent pregnancies. Not that we're encouraging them to be sexually active at this stage or say that it's appropriate, but we do want to give them the power to make decisions about their reproductive health. And so in the last 2 years, consistently, we've had a reduction in the number of teenage pregnancies across our province. So we're heading in the right direction. It's just that we should not be having 16,222 young girls falling pregnant in the first place. So it does require a whole of society approach in working with us in empowering young girls and also bringing to book those who are involved in statutory rape, because that is what it is when a young girl's under 16 and she's pregnant.
And what role then do traditional leaders also play? Because, there is a call for them to now also be active here.
Absolutely. So in our province, that again is something that our leadership at the Office of the Premier is quite passionate about, and we will be stepping up our activities. We have a group, the Y.A.D, where we work with the wives of traditional leaders who are also passionate about preventing teenage pregnancies and about empowering young women to make decisions around abstinence, etc. So you're quite right. As we work on these social determinants.
Hold on. I have a very tense question for you guys. And I need your honest opinion on this question I have for you guys. What's the solution? How can we decrease teenage pregnancy? You guys comment down below. What do you think is the solution to decrease teenage pregnancy? Because obviously it's not just gonna disappear, but what's the solution? How can we decrease over time? What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section.
Determinants of health. It's working with community-based leaders, working with traditional leaders who have a lot of influence at a local level, at a community level, and of course working with our councillors who work and our district health councillors to try and address the scourge that we face.
And I suppose it's also because of the fact that, tears well up. You really become teary when you think about a 12-year-old. It's such a fragile body. For it to then go through a pregnancy and deliver a child and then get to a point of being a mother when you are still needing to be a child yourself.
Absolutely. Wow. I mean, just yesterday I joined one of our MECs at a local hospital, and we had a 15-year-old. I held a baby, and we try to be positive and supportive because in a way this young mother herself is a victim. And it touches your heart because you think about how her entire child is now affected because she's got to become a mother and care for another young child. I mean, it becomes a cycle that she could potentially be trapped in. So we really need to break the cycle so that we give young girls an opportunity to live fulfilled lives, to fulfill their potential, and not to have to become a parent way ahead of their time. Not to mention the physical charge that it has on their bodies. Because as you say, their bodies are not designed to be delivering babies at that, firstly, carrying a baby through pregnancy and then delivering.
Yeah.
It certainly is quite heartbreaking. Thank you so much for talking to us, Dr. Wagner. Appreciate your time. That's the Department of Health's Head of Department in the Eastern Cape, Dr. Rolene Wagner.
Hey, this is a very tough one. You get what I'm saying? The title on its own bamboozles my mind. But this is crazy, and I don't want to see such things keep happening in the near future. 12-year-old, that's not good, bro. It's either it's bad parenting, or because if the child is very naughty, that results to bad parenting. So, hey, it's either it's that, or such situations can happen through rape, which is not good too. You feel me? It's not a good thing. But all I'm saying is, this should be prevented. 12-year-old is crazy. You guys comment down below and tell me what you think about this video. I'm Max up with y'all. Love you. Take care.